As you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to Cat Culture Radio. Hakeem Jordan, what's popping? What's cracking on?
Living the dream, King.
Hey man, likewise, man. Feeling good, feeling ready, man. Let's go. Let's go, go. Let's get it.
All right, go ahead, Jordan. Do your thing.
What's going on, people? What's going on, people? Glad y'all coming by. Glad y'all coming by. Hope y'all having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. We really appreciate you guys coming on through. So today's topic, it's been trending. We see a lot of people that talk about it. Now we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna give our 2 cents about it. And first, you always gotta know, we're gonna talk about, young Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. So guys, if you do know, or if you don't know, young Jeezy, he filed for divorce against Jeannie Mai. They've been married for 2 years. They have a kid together, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. Now, we usually see when a divorce process, we hear like the women that file for divorce, because majority, if you look at the statistics, usually majority of the women, they file for divorce first. But now this is different. This is different because young Jeezy filed for divorce, and usually men stays in a state. They usually don't leave the marriage. They stay at the marriage. So people was wondering, like, what happened? Cheating's going on. This anything. I heard a rumor. There was one rumor I heard, which was nonsense of, Jeannie Mai was messing with what's his name from Saved by the Bell, Mario Lopez. But the thing is, they supposed to start I think it's an SS Hollywood show together, and there was a rumor circulating they was supposed to, maybe got a thing or something like that. Which people like to talk and everything, but that's not true. Now, let it milk in a little bit. We got talk about it a little late, but get some more information. Now we found out, one of the couple of reasons we don't know if it's true until Jeezy and Jeannie Mai comes out. But one of the reason is that that Jeezy, well, the reason he filed for divorce is because of family values and expectation. Each felt like their needs were completely being met from both sides. And the thing is, it's like, I know something like that. When I hear something like that, certain things like that are kind of small in a marriage. And those stuff you can fix. To me, you can fix together or get couple counseling and see y'all can communicate about it and also compromise. But from those two, they couldn't compromise. So and that's how they filed for divorce. Now, the thing is about it, we also talk about this in our last couple episodes. We also talk about, other races and other cultures, being more submissive than, Black culture. But now with Jeannie Mai, it sounds like she wasn't submissive to Jeezy because what he talked about family values and expectation. And according to Jeezy, when he filed for divorce, I'm suggesting that maybe she was submissive enough or followed the expectation as what family values a young Jeezy wanted, and that's probably one of the reasons they got divorced. So we're definitely gonna tackle it in. We got 2 videos that we're gonna show you guys. One from a really deep diving. One of the videos is talk about Jeannie Mai, about her behavior and everything. And also we have another video from Fox Soul from Funky Dineva. He has some tea about it, and he heard rumors of what was going on too. So for the video, guys, fair use, fair use, fair use. Go ahead, King.
Seen it my grandmother. I'm sorry. Saw it in my grandfather, to my grandmother, to my mom, to my aunts, to me, right? But I didn't notice it in myself until I was with Jeezy.
Interesting. You didn't notice in your previous marriage?
No, because it has to do with the type of relationship you have and the type of respect you have for that person to mirror things back to you, where you actually would stop you in your tracks and evaluate yourself,
So you had it.
So I
but you
had
didn't
it, but
acknowledge it as a problem.
nobody ever called me out on it. Also, in my line of work, sometimes being a boss isn't so great for you because you have a lot of people who just agree to what you want. They're yes men, right? And so I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, not a lot of people know this, but it's just something in my family. I've seen it, my grandmother, like, who, that's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? But I was triggering him. So through work, we learned that we both have certain habits that to the everyday person, from friends, family, fans, they'll never see it. Mm-hmm. But to the person who loves us deep enough, you can press that button and boom, the dragon comes out. And we both have it. So we had to work on that. But he never told me to fix my temper. I just saw it and I thought, unless I want to stay in this place where I lose this person I love and I stay in my comfort zone of doing what I want to do and function the way I have for the last 40 years when nobody else had to stop me.
Which obviously has done quite well for you.
Right. I could have. But this was something greater that I wanted. And also a great challenge to myself to say, what if, now that I know it exists and the dragon's there, what if I got rid of that? How do I kill that dragon or store it in its place so that old habits?
I got the tea. Okay, so y'all know I had to call up to Atlanta, baby, and find out what all the hell was going on. Because I know people who are in that circle. Y'all ready for the tea, bitch?
Yes.
Good to us, Lord.
And it's nothing salacious. It is nothing salacious at all. And honestly, Heavenly, you're going to describe them all as things that they could work through. Number one, distance. Not being in the same place often. So that was a factor from what I was told. The number two thing was she likes a social media relationship. He is a very private person. An example that was cited was that, he would want to have a couple friends over. Next thing you know is she's got 50 people over and a party planner. He didn't like all of that. And so it was just those types of things. The mama has been with them from the beginning of the marriage. So I got the tea. Okay. And now the brother lives in the house. You see what I'm saying? So that's an issue too. Her brother. And then just other things like from what I was told, she likes to walk the daughter to school or whatever. And he's not for that, saying, if somebody recognizes you and I'm oftentimes not home, people are going to know where we live, so on and so forth. So they were all minor, minuscule things that I guess are just combined together.
Man, get out of here. I thought you were going to have some good tea.
Marriage, and now the brother.
So as you can see, those were those, to me, being in the marriage, those are small problems to have that you can fix. But I guess, Jeannie Mai was continuing doing what she wanted to do, and Jeezy figured out, say, hey, I'm tired of it, you don't keep doing what you're doing, you can do it by yourself. So, man, this has been interesting. I mean, we're late to talk about it, but we want to make sure we have, all the resources that we have. There might be more until Jeezy and Jeannie Mai comes out about the breakup. And so it's just crazy. And, I think this is Jeezy's first marriage. And for Jeannie Mai, this is second marriage because remember, she was married before. She was married to a white man. And they would think it was married for 10 to 12 years. And then, that didn't work out. And the thing is about it, she never had a kid. But the last marriage she had with a white dude, but with Jeezy, she had a kid with her. I guess that changed her mind. But yeah, we're definitely gonna chop it up, going into because this is gonna be an interesting show today. So I'm gonna pass it to you guys. Hey Ronnie, with all the information you see with divorce with young Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, where are your thoughts with this take?
And me being someone that's a very strong fan of young Jeezy, listen to the majority of his music. I like his swagger. I like how he, handles certain things, especially in the aspect of business. I stated this numerous of times. Marriage is not for everybody. Not only that, I think people need to stop looking at celebrity marriage in the first place anyway, because celebrity not really a good example when it comes to the aspect of marriage, because hell, they celebrities and they have majority access to a lot of things that people don't normally have access to. Now, however, in this case, people do look up to the aspect when it comes to young Jeezy and his relationship. Now, me, someone who is a fan of young Jeezy, he do like to keep everything private. He don't like to be. He pretty much like Jay-Z. He don't like to be always in the media. He don't like to let people know exactly what's going on with him. He like to keep everything GQ, everything quiet. Now, someone like Jeannie Mai, who pretty much is in the public eye majority of the time because she's on like she do TV show where it deals with women, where they talk about teas, they talk about relationship, when they talk about past relationships. So she pretty much gonna be in the public eye, and she pretty much want to let her fans and other people around her know exactly what's going on. You see how she quickly talk about her having a quick temper, her having a certain type of situation which transpired between her and Young Jeezy, which I think should have been kept private. It shouldn't have been in everybody's business because it's not everybody's business to know what's pretty much what's going on within your marriage. And I think that's the number one thing why she fell twice, because she don't know how to keep her mouth shut. Not only the aspect of that, but like the guy stated, she pretty much allowed another relative to move in with them. Now, like I say, Young Jeezy is very private, and I don't think he wanted people to be all in his facility, all in his place. Now I understand that some people like to move when they married, they like to move their relative in, but other people not about that. And I don't think Jesus is about that either. He would not move someone else in, especially if it's a guy. Hell no, he ain't doing all that. And not only that, but especially when it comes to the aspect of them having private parties. You see how he keep it really a small group because he understand when it's a small group, it's easy to be in control. Then when it's a major group, it's harder to control because now everybody is all in your business, walking around your dining room set, your bathroom, your bedroom, whatever the case may be. You can't really control everybody. But this was Gigi's first marriage. He should have stayed with the first woman he had. I think he had to take an L on this one. Like you win, you sometimes you take an L, you learn from it, and then you choose better. To me, she's just not the woman for him. But sometimes a guy like him just like to take risks, and this is a prime example of taking risks. But that's why I say when it comes to marriage, you gotta really evaluate the situation. Say, hey, if I really want to stay with Paul, because sometimes in the beginning everything seems all the way sweet, but then when they get to that 1 year, things start getting shaky. You're like, wait a minute, this ain't the person I truly married. And he's not the only one that's getting divorced. I heard Tiana Taylor is also getting divorced too. So what did that tell you? Go ahead. Okay.
So for me, a lot of us need to look at this from another perspective. Cultural differences, gender differences, and the way people's celebrity statuses and how they go about it. I mentioned this so many times on this podcast, and people overlook this so much. Cultural differences plays a big part in a relationship. She's dating somebody that's Vietnamese. Part of the Asian culture in their family values is to take care of their family. The mother, the father, and the family members always move in. This is no different for Mexicans, Cubans, Dominicans, Haitians, with the exception of certain Jamaicans and Trinis and stuff like that. I'm not too familiar about their culture. So her moving her family in is a sense of pride. The mother has been there from the get-go. This is all a part of Asian culture. Secondly is Black Americans don't believe having the whole village at their house. If I'm wrong, somebody stop me.
It's 50-50.
It's 50-50.
It's 50-50 for my FFF50. I'll give you that.
Okay, because some people would say, because I looked at the comments of the video, some people say, why she just ain't buy her mama her own house? Why she just ain't buy her brother her own house? They got the money. That's not how Asians go about it. They all live in the crib together. Now, here's another thing is, I'm going to say Roni was spot on this one. If you're coming from the streets compared to dealing with somebody that's a social butterfly, her type of celebrity status is different than what Jeezy is. She's in the public. She's going to have tons of friends. Women are social. Women function better in a social group. Street dudes don't abide by that. They don't believe in no new friends. So that was going to be an issue. Now, mind you, He was thinking of us that he's still in street dude mode. Oh, you can't walk the kids home. They're gonna know where you stay at 50 years old. You still got beef? You worrying about somebody hurting you and your little half black Asian daughter? Nobody ain't worrying about you like that. So that's the big issue. Cultural differences and you know what I mean, ideologies too. And we see this happening in a lot of, you know what I mean, Africans who date African Americans, Hispanics who date different type of cultures, and it goes and so forth and so forth.
I'm gonna go to the different lens of this as well, and I'm gonna talk about the submissiveness, what Jeannie Mai says submissive. And we usually talk about, other cultures, Hispanic, Asians, even some African cultures, they're be very, very submissive. But here in America, it's a totally different story. And I look at the Vietnamese culture, which is she's a Vietnamese American, and usually Vietnamese culture, they're very, very submissive, no matter what. Either you're Vietnamese, Asian Vietnamese, China, Chinese, Japanese, black, whatever, white, whatever. And when I'm looking at that, not just from her Jeezy's, Jeezy with marriage with her marriage with Jeezy, also the marriage with the white guy too. And I'm thinking like, was she ever been, very super, super submissive, not just for Jeezy, also for, her white ex-husband as well. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of found it odd because, I'm just thinking, she's probably been American, she was born in America. So remember, even though she might have, some Vietnamese culture, what you just stated, Hakeem, there's some stuff that's still for her. She's kind of maybe Americanized to American culture of, like doing what you needed to do, which we state like, her, being like bringing family in, having parties, which what's his name said on Fox Soul, being like I said, Jeezy's being a private person. And the thing is like if you know Jeezy so much, if you're married to this dude, you're not respecting what he wants. You know what I'm saying? And to me, he might be saying this stuff, but you're not hearing him. He's communicating to you, but it's like it's going out one ear and going out the other ear. If you really love somebody, and really love somebody in the marriage, there's some things you got to compromise. And I'm pretty sure Jeezy could compromise at some things that Jeannie Mai did. But I don't think Jeannie Mai compromised of what Jeezy wanted. And maybe the same thing happened to her last marriage as well. And to me, I don't think, and go back to submissive, I don't think she was really submissive to young Jeezy. Because that was the case, they're still together right now. There would have been no problems. Because to me, you gave young Jeezy the kid. You didn't give your pretty ex-husband a kid. You gave young Jeezy a kid. And the thing is, now you got all these, and also, she's talking about, the first video she talked about, dealing with, she has a bad temper, and she saw that not just for her, she saw that with her mother, she saw it with her grandmother. And to me, if you would really love stick to that marriage, especially in the Vietnamese culture, you will find a way to fix that immediately. Go get some help, get some therapy. I don't know if you guys heard. I didn't hear anything about getting some type of therapy. Nope. I did not hear that. You heard it, Ronnie? I didn't hear anything about that.
Nope.
So that just tells me it's like, you know what your problem is, but you're not fixing your problem. You're not fixing it. And to be in the marriage, there are some things some things like trauma that's going to come from your past life that's going to show up in your marriage. It's going to show. I'm sorry, it's going to show because you live with this person 24/7. You live with this person, so it's going to show. And a person that's lived with you, they're going to see that, and they're going to tell you. And it's when a person is telling you that, your partner's telling you that, what that means. Okay, can you figure out a way to fix this? Can you learn a way to say, hey, how are we going to process this? Are you going to get therapy? Or, take your time, whatever. And that's just told me Jeannie Mai, she know what she had a problem, but she never addressed it. Same thing, she had a problem, probably the same thing about, in her last relationship. But the thing is, I think she filed for she probably filed her last for the white husband. But geez, no, the white guys filed it as well.
Yeah, the man did.
Okay, there you go. So there's a pattern. So there's a pattern right there. So you got two of her ex-husbands filed for the divorce because she had a problem that she did not fix. And that's just telling me, you're not working on yourself. You're not being submissive to your husband. And look at you, and look now, you're divorced again. Now with a child. Jeezy saw that and said, "Hey, I'm not dealing with this." And the thing is, you rarely see men file for divorce. They usually stay, but they saw somebody in Jeannie Mai and say, "Hey, I can't take this. This is too much," and both of them had to file. And now, unfortunately, she's in that situation.
I saw that clip too when Jeannie Mai said she wanted Young Jeezy to be pretty much the dark meat on the side. So that clearly telling you that she didn't really kind of didn't value the relationship. And the thing is, I want to know what a lot of men are saying now, because a lot of men say Jeezy won because he got an Asian woman. He didn't have a black woman, and he don't need a black woman. You see, he won big time. Yeah, and he going to the divorce court big time. And then now he got to worry about, is his money going to be split 2 ways big time? Because Jeezy's worth by, I think, close to $20 million. So we talk bad about black women all the time, but it seems like black women are pretty much the main ones staying in for the long haul, while these other cultural women are saying, you know what, I'm done with it. I can't deal with black men. I'm out here. But it seems like black men really truly black women really truly value black men. I'm just saying for the case, because I don't really hear Denzel's wife divorcing him, or what's called wife divorces him. You hear a lot of these different type of women divorcing a lot of these black men. It sounds very strange. So, I find it to be very hysterical, because the simple fact is a lot of men online were like, yeah, John Jeezy got a bad one. He got an Asian woman. You see, the passport bros are up. I'm sorry, guys, we took an L. You get what I'm saying? So the passport.
I get what you, Sugar Bum, on that.
Yeah, you get.
Sugar Bum was spot on, because she brought on the comment that Jeannie Mai said on the show. She
exactly.
said, I like a little dark meat on the side.
Down, and this is highlighted and then send it to us. But that's exactly what happened. But yeah, shout out to Christopher J, Ricky, what's going on, big dog?
What's good, Ricky? What's good?
Ricky Webster,
Jabari, Frenchtown, Florida, Kendall, and Urban Noise. Shout out to you guys. Oh yeah, and also No Chaser, the real Pookie. What's going on? Keisha M.
Yeah, Hink from the basement. Shout outs to you, King.
Yes, sir. We see you.
This show until his Bears win. Then he will see me over there on this show. Until then, I'm not going to joking.
It's Key. You said Keisha M was in the comments?
Yeah. Huh?
How you doing, Queen?
Yeah. And vibe with Big Heavy Podcast. What's going on, big dog? Like, what's going on? But yeah, at the same time, it's just funny to me. But go ahead, King. I know we're gonna go back. I find it to be funny. Hysterical. Go ahead.
So another point that I want to touch on that Roni mentioned, and it needs to be talked about, but I want to touch on this quick. They was also living apart as well. Them doing shows different places and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people got to understand something too. Just because you date a celebrity don't mean you're going to have a good life. Don't mean you're going to have a life where he's there religiously. And this is why a lot of celebrities prefer to date regular people. You know what I mean? Now, the thing that Roni said, and something we need to touch on, there's this imaginary situation where we think that I go date out my race, I'm going to have a better situation than I'm going to have with a black, than being with a black woman. When Roni has already pivoted, some of our greats who are still with black women have rolled out with them. We are, and Ken Dog, you are right. We are all human. And this is the point of this. If you're going to date another race, we can't put down your race. Just date your race and just keep it moving. Don't talk bad about black women in this, because when we look at the statistics of things and break something down and look at that, black women do ride out for the long haul when it comes to some of the tremendous stuff. I'll give you an example. A woman is woman no matter the race. I agree with you 100%, Ricky Webster, but there is a narrative, Mr. Webster, that they say, hey, I'm going to date out my race and I'm going to deal with somebody that's more submissive. I'm going to deal with somebody that's non-confrontational. I'm going to deal with somebody that's not combative. I'm going to deal with somebody that's too argumentative or too opinionated. Everybody is. Like you say, woman is woman. But the thing is, I think people use to put black women on, use as a topic piece, as a crush to say that they this, and that, and this is why they're not getting married. And that's not the point. It's all subjective on who's going to marry the person. But I want to give an example on there's certain situations where it's not a black woman's fault and a black woman would still ride out. Ronnie explained it. Look at LL Cool J for an example. The CDC say black women are 2 times likely to divorce. He said black men are 2 times as likely to divorce non-black women.
Wow, I didn't.
Wow, we didn't know that.
Thank you, Sugar Bun, for the stat.
Thank you, Sugar Bun.
But you see,
see. So here's the thing. Let's look at LL Cool J's wife.
They've been married for 30 plus years.
They've been together 30 plus years, and he has been rumored to have cheated repeatedly. This is rumors. I don't know this for a fact. You know, we was out through the 90s. He was a playboy. She stuck by and rode by him the whole way time. And I'm just using that as an example where they say, hey, these chicks is running away or they're not. No, it's some women stay in this marriage. It's some women who say, hey, I know he ain't no good, but we locked in for life. So I'm saying this. If you're planning on dating other people, just don't put black women down. You feel me? Shout out to Stan. You know what I mean? Love your queen for who she is, but let's not use black women as a crutch on why you went over there.
And the thing is, here's another thing I want to do. We always, I don't know why, we always like, when it comes to marriages, we always talk about celebrities first. And we put like celebrity marriages into the pedestal. For instance, and I don't know why we do that. I don't know not why we do that. But my thing is, it's like, you know, celebrity marriages is way different than the average marriage, you know? Mm-hmm. It's very, very different, you know. And how I just look at people that I see around, that's around me, family, friends, people I live by, and I just, you know, I just look at them, and if they, you know, they've been together or been married for 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years. Because usually celebrity marriages, they rarely last. And that's why most of the time we gossip about them, because celebrity marriages, they barely last. It's only a few celebrity marriages that last for a long time, very few. And it's like, we see maybe we talk about maybe 5 to 10 times a year of a celebrity breakup. Either they was in a long-term relationship, or, you know, they've been in a long-term like marriage for like 2 to 5. What's like I say, it's usually like the celebrity marriages, they last like 2 to 5 years.
That is a fact.
And then they get divorced. And we always talk about, hey, you know, and we always use, you know, celebrities as a pedestal, and we talk about it in our, you know, as an average as an average marriage, which is not the case, you know. And it's the same thing with Tiara Taylor and Iman Shumpert. You know, they look like they're possibly getting divorced. They separate right now, but it looks like they might get a divorce. Mm-hmm. And everything. They've been together for 7 years. You know, my heart's breaking for that, because I like to see black people together, but unfortunately, it looks like it's not working. But yeah, man, I just feel like we need to stop. You know, we could use celebrities as a tool, but we just can't use it as, you know, as an average marriage, because most of the celebrities, you know, like I said, they get divorced between 2 to 5 years, and that's it.
No, but I love the aspect of how you guys bringing up the culture, your culture aspect of things. See, Jeannie Mai, you said she's Asian American culture. See, I don't really dive in when it comes to like certain cultures, but I know one thing about the Asian culture. I think they women tend to be very, very masculine, very strong-minded women, meaning that they really control the aspect of the marriage, not the man do. Now, at some time we may, cause especially me, I went to California when I went to go see Jordan, and you see them walking together with their husband, but you can see like their husband have a demeanor in their face, like she was the one in charge. Jeezy is a type. Remember, he's a street dude. He don't like to be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And come in there like, oh, Jeezy, we having a house party this weekend. He gonna be like, no, we're not having it, because he's one of those type of men like you like, you're not gonna tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? I was raised in the street. You know what I'm saying? I used to come in, in Atlanta with what like a lot of like snowman. If people know what snowman mean, I used to come in there all the time. So you gonna tell me, you telling me what to do? I don't think so. And remember, she made it clear in our first video we played how she had an anger issue. So I think they used to get into a lot of arguments. Remember, a guy like Jeezy ain't gonna be dealing with that type of argument. He's like, yo, I ain't got time. I ain't got time for that, because I already got women in my DM that's already trying to holler at me. You understand? So that's why to me, if it was a matchmaker, they won't put them two together. It just work. Two completely different lifestyle. Go ahead.
You want to know something? You're 100% facts about that. But here's the funny thing about this. Let me tell you where
that's right here. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't want to say it. I used to have nothing.
Nothing.
I'm tell you that man crazy.
Yeah, but I also want to point this out too. Did Jeezy have emotional intelligence coming into this relationship?
No, he just saw a bad woman. They just wanted to deal with her.
And look at from this point. He has kids from other women, never married none of them. He was very promiscuous and was reckless. So you woke up one day and say, I'm going to get married today with an Asian woman. When your history you has not stayed committed for anything. Was you emotionally intelligent? You know what I mean? Jeannie Mai was married. She didn't have no kids. You know what I mean? But the thing about Jeannie Mai is this, which is echoing what we see a lot of women too. She mentioned this on the thing. She said, Jeezy was my equal and I respected him. Her last marriage, she didn't respect the man. Lots of time has to do with status and if that guy make more money. Jeezy had money, and the respect level is this. But honestly, we as men have to understand that the women we dealing with today are not our mothers. They're not our grandmothers. They're not our great-grandmothers. The women of today have different opportunities, different options, and different mentalities. Their ideologies are very different, even though there's nuances to what they want, to what their grandmothers and mothers had want. Relationship, instability, but that's subject to change due to the person. If you're dealing with a woman who's very strong-minded, we have to come to an agreement and to be able to, and this is where the point is this, nobody ain't state this in this situation. Did they both went to marriage counseling before they got married?
Nope.
I think that I'm being honest. I can't even join. I think the reason why they got married, I think because she was pregnant. I think that's what it seemed like.
Well, the thing is, she just had a kid.
Yeah,
she just had a kid, so it couldn't have been that because she just had a kid like earlier this year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because it doesn't seem like, because if we look at the pattern, Jeezy didn't marry none of his baby mamas. You get what I'm saying? He had a lot of baby mamas. He didn't marry none.
True.
Yep.
So why marry this woman? What's so different about her? No, you can't tell me her sex was all the way that good. When you talking about Jeezy got everything, so it's like,
yeah.
So it had to be something. It had to be something. I don't know. Like they just did it because of publicity to bring in value. I don't know. Go ahead.
I have an idea. Jeezy looked at her as his equal because she has as much money as him.
No, Jeezy had more than her.
Yeah,
I know what you mean, Hakeem, like status wise and being in a celebrity picture.
Being a meaning
because go ahead.
No, you're right. And I want you to finish this. He didn't have to build Jeannie Mai up, but he didn't have to build her up. And you know what I mean? And let's be honest about it. You have a lot of men who will look down on women who don't have as much as them. We won't say it. will be with you, but there's a sense of superiority complex there. Oh, I scooped her out the ghetto. So you can have babies with somebody, but don't look at her value due to the fact that she doesn't bring what you bring to the table, but she brings enough. But you get with a woman who clearly had a whole life for you, had multiple TV shows, was on syndication. She's a millionaire. Let's get that straight. She might not have as much as him, but he didn't have to come in and build her up compared to dealing with like an Instagram model. So he married her looking at her as her equal. All women are your equal. Money and paper and status all fades. Let's just point that out. Everybody brings something different to a relationship. The problem is what you want is different what that person wants. Your family values will conflict and your ideologies will conflict. But here's the thing though. If you was messed up before you got with her, you're going to be messed up right after her.
And that's true. Yeah. And the add thing is, and we'll add more detail about the status and everything. Usually, when celebrities, they have like a small window because they're just celebrities, and usually they date other celebrities because if they date like an average person, they gotta. There's a lot. It's just a totally different thing when a celebrity date with an average chick, because the average chick doesn't know, gets in a relationship and they see and they go into the whole like a whole different world, and they're not used to the whole different world. And I can see why Jeezy went to Jeannie Mai because they're both celebrities, so they both have, even though Jeezy might have a higher status than Jeannie Mai, they're both celebrities and they know what they know what's going on in the celebrity world. And like I said, he felt like, okay, she's probably close to my equal and I could deal with it. But she had baggage that she didn't take care of, and she let it fester. And Jesus said, "Hey, if you're not gonna do what you need to do, get the help that you need, I'm out of here. I don't need to take care of this. I filed for divorce. I want split custody for my kids because I know, Jeezy, he resides in Atlanta, and Jeannie Mai, even though she lived with Jeezy in Atlanta, mostly her work is here in LA, and she's about to do a show with the Mario Lopez as his Hollywood, who's based in LA. So when that was one of the reasons when they travel a lot because I know Jeannie Mai, most of her work is here in LA, and then with Young Jeezy, most of his businesses and all his work is in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, so yeah, man, yeah. I mean, at first, when I first heard, I was surprised, but he just really hitting the details and everything. I was like, oh, okay, I see why, and that happening. So, but yeah, I still want to hear from Jeezy's side. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks or so, we hear from this high, and then definitely, I know we gonna hear from Jeannie Mai's side because she likes to talk. Either she gonna talk about it on Instagram or talk about it on the interview. But Jeannie Mai, she likes to talk. She likes to talk. So we definitely hear from her side for sure.
Jeezy's a very private person. I want to tell Sugar Bum, no, actually, Jeezy's trying to get full custody of his daughter. According to a source I was listening to, they say she trying to get he's trying to get full custody. So Jeannie Mai can go. He's trying to get full custody. So because like Jordan said, I didn't know she moving back to LA to do Access Hollywood with Lopez. I didn't know that. That's probably why he's trying to get full custody, because I don't think he want his daughter to be in LA. I think his daughter to be with him in Atlanta. So that would say Jeezy ain't gonna talk, and if he do talk, it's gonna be very, very brief. He gonna stem through it. Knowing him, he might just drop an album, talk about his relationship, but he won't publicly say it. Yeah, I'll say she should. I agree with Motivating Business. She should just get a child because it's Hollywood, and you don't want your kids around that. So I think she should just give it to him, and she just go about her business and see the child whatever do, or they could reconcile their marriages. Because sometimes people, when they go to that divorce court, sometimes they realize, you know what, I think we could try to make it work again. Let's just go see marriage counseling. Because sometimes the judge tell them like, hey, y'all go see a marriage counseling first before you actually go solidify the divorce. Because sometimes you just be doing things based on emotion and based on that argument you had that one night. So that's why marriage counseling is always good. So before you pretty much before you get a divorce. 'Cause I think divorce is a very hard thing. Especially with Jeezy and her having a lot of money, it's gonna be hard for them to divide the money. So it's just like I doubted Jeezy did a prenup, or did he do a prenup? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
they got a prenup. They got a prenup for sure.
But it's a child involved, so even though Atlanta, they still like Florida. I think they don't play around when it comes to the child involved. I still think she's still gonna get the real boys that don't marry Asian. You said,
Hey, but let me tell you what's so troubling about this situation, which I'm a little bit more mad at Jeezy than anything.
what? You mad at Jeezy?
I'm gonna tell you why I'm coming from. You got 3 baby mamas. Your last 3 kids grew up in a single parent household.
But
Putting
remember, but like he one of his songs say, all I want to do is smoke and fuck. He made it clear.
he did that. So as much as families are being disenfranchised, why would you want to give that for your new child? You messed up the last 3. Shouldn't you want to do what's right with this new one? If not, why even have a baby? Because I bet you any amount of money, because she just had the kid, they probably was having indication of some problems the first couple months. Because it's only been 2 years. We talking about what, 2021?
Yeah.
She had just dropped the baby. Maybe they was thinking having that baby would have kept them together. And the little girl is so beautiful, so full of life.
But let's keep it real. We as men, we're not good communicators.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Happens within the marriage or something happened within the relationship, we quit to get out of there and be like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Let me just file the paper. Let's just break up. We don't have that strong communication part, and I think that's what probably was lacking with him, especially him being a black man, because we all can relate. Us 3 being black men, we can relate. Like sometimes that woman get on our last nerve, we be like, ah.
And you're right. And listen here, I want to comment on this. Yes, Boosie has made literally 7 to 6 disenfranchised homes. That's why he gets no respect.
Yeah, and what's his name too?
Nick
Young
Cannon.
Boy and Young Boy, NBA
NBA Young Boy. And listen, Janiyah just came out and said that she did the whole pregnancy by herself. He said he doesn't do anything for the child, but he always raps about song being there for his kids. The only thing I'm saying is this. I would say, me being a man, and if I had kids prior to that, and I just had a new baby, and my last 3 relationships ain't work, I would at least try to hope to give this last child a chance. I got a homeboy who had several kids. His last son, he made the decision to say, you want to know something? Even though the relationship wasn't to what he was looking for, but he wanted to give that last child a chance to a 2-parent household. And yes, Fleshtown, Florida, dysfunctionality doesn't have to be color or gender. I'm not even talking about that either. I'm just talking about in general. I'm just talking about the point of he already had kids. And you have a lot of people who have kids, no matter what race or what he said.
No, he has kosher wine.
No, yeah, it says it doesn't matter when she's not black. Listen, I'm not talking about black or white. I'm just talking about in general. I'm just talking about the people. The person who's going to suffer is the kids, regardless what race and creed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the thing is like Jeezy probably want her in Atlanta, but Jeannie Mai, she's in LA. So that right there. That's get full custody or 50-50 custody. That's gonna be tough, and that's gonna be long standing right there.
And that's the thing. And here's the thing too. Yeah, she's off the chain.
No, I love Sugar Butt pushback. Y'all understand? I know people like they don't like the trolls. I love the trolls because you know why they give me pushback, and I love the pushback because they be like, hey, they don't always agree, and that's what I love about it.
Which is fine.
Give me that pushback. Tell me why you don't agree. You get what I'm saying?
She say,
But the thing is, I agree with Sugar Bomb a lot because it's true. They really parade black women as being like the trashiest woman on the earth. But then when you see other group of men talk about their women and how they're very controlling, how they really don't listen, it make you like, damn, Hakeem and Jordan, I think we got this all wrong. Like, I know it's
And
not about race, it's about a woman is a woman. But
yeah,
a woman is a woman. It doesn't matter what race she is. And yeah, John Smith, that kosher wine is A plus. The Jewish way, if you guess my drift.
Fresh Brown said, "Who portrays black woman as trash?" I mean, other races. Just look at this.
Go ahead,
Um,
answer that.
as like I say, with this, look at Sukiyana and the Sexy Reds. Look how they push the agenda and try to push the mainstream. They think like Sexy Red and Sukiyana, they think that's all black women. Most races they think that that's all black women, which is not the case. They think like if a black if a black woman that's a professional like a nurse or a PhD or who has a master's, a lawyer, even though we don't know that there's some races they think like that. The stereotype of a Sukiyana and Sexy Red, they think all black women are like that, which is this
But
is so not true.
how I would first time say black men do it the most. It's true. Black men are doing it the most. Wait, Sugar actually agree with me. She's like, well, Ronnie's being honest. I am being I am being honest because because we obviously I always tell people when YouTube turns off, everybody go about their daily life, and we actually have talk among ourselves among women. We talk about issues about relationships and women and different culture types of women. Okay, which one is the best? Which one's not the best? Which one give you the most headaches? We have those conversations, and I think women do the same thing as well. But the thing, the aspect is like, okay, what's the solution? Are we gonna be like Jeezy and Jeannie Mai and just be fighting each other, be in 1 or 2 years of marriage and say, okay, we're gonna call it quits, or we're gonna work things out? That's the bottom line. That's the whole point. Go ahead, Akeem. You have more experience than me and Jordan do. Go ahead.
I'm just looking at. She say, I'm just looking at. But Sugar Boom say, y'all so fake. I'm like,
No, but look, Fresh Sound say I disagree. Black people are the reason why Shikiana is popular. That's
I,
all.
I'm No,
That's
I
a
was
fact.
gonna say, I mean, it's true, but there's other races they might think they might find an interest in that, and they might, trying to push it because remember, black people we don't have the money to push, Sukiyana and Sexy Red. Look at the white people that's pushing this product and everything. They pushing it, they pushing it and pushing it, and not just black people are liking it. All the other races are looking at it too. Because that was the case, you wouldn't have just seen them at the BT Awards. They go on to other award shows as well, and other races are finding it interesting as well.
hey, Just Jay, we'll be done in what 20 minutes.
Oh yeah. Why do you say that for? You like what y'all fellas up to?
He
Up
said, when y'all done today, we'll be here.
No, she just came in.
She
You
said, hey,
been late, Just Jay. We been here. It been a
we
house
been.
party. You're like, okay, Just Jay, you ain't got nothing to say about Jeannie Mai?
Yeah. Sugar Bum say, hey, there you go looking at female rappers while looking over the drug dealers deleting mails.
Oh Lord, I'm not overlooking that. I'm just
We
giving her. I'm
we just
just giving
giving
an example. That's all. We see that too. I'm just giving an examples. I give multiple examples, but I'm just giving that clear cut example of what we're seeing. Nobody's overthinking that as well.
she said, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Right,
Uh-huh.
right. Always got. Well, Jordan, you forget about this. You always looking up about this
But
shit. Come on, man, y'all so fake.
we do agree that already know at the end of the day, we know that the music industry are pushing that type of agenda out there to people about how quote unquote the black woman pretty much is or are. But however, when you really look at when you look at the thin line, that's not always true. Because at the end of the day, I remember at one time, I used to believe, okay, black women are the most alcoholic. But then when I went to like these college campus where Kenny's used to take me to, and I see these college parties, don't I can't. It'd be like girls going wild. I think I was like, what in the world is this?
That's why it was so popular back in the 90s. Girls going wild. They come out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh my God.
As Ken Dog, I was like, yo, Ken, what is this? I mean, they drinking bottles out the bottle. You feel me?
Yeah.
They're not definitely.
Yeah, them girls in college, especially the white girls. Oh my Lord, they could go up. They could get at it with it. That's it. They could get at it, yo. I mean, I saw some stuff when I was in college my freshman year. I was like, oh my God, like, yo, these women, they turn up 10 times more than black women do. And also, what the thing is, after the college over, it seems like they get swept away and they get married.
Yep.
But with the black woman, it stays. It's like a stay. It stays all the time. I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Black women to focus on more on their education than actually getting married. And I think we talked about that in the aspect of how things need to change. Like if you tell your daughters or your son to go to college, you gotta tell them, hey, out of state college, like, hey, make sure when you're out of state, make sure you look for a significant other, look for a wife, because that's what most of the other coaches do. They in college, but they out there actually, even though they're trying to get their degree, actually looking for a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh
Out Sort of said labels are pushing it because black people are supporting it. That's true, but there's more. I'm gonna give you more intel. If you go to these festivals, like Coachella, or for instance, Rolling Loud, it's not just black people that's there. Ronnie, you went to Rolling Loud.
Yeah,
it's not just black people there.
I mean, the whites were when I had a friend who was pretty much passed out. Like he was on, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, there's like I said, if you look at this, if you look at the statistics, there's other races that support that type of music more than black people do. And that's a fact. You can look at the statistics on that.
Facts. Hakeem is long. Hakeem is what you shot with Sugar Buff.
But back to the topic. So what y'all think? About young Jeezy getting the full custody? How do you think that's gonna work out?
I think it's gonna work out well. Because Jeannie Mai is not really gonna be, because she's a woman out there and she's emotional. She got 2 failed marriages. Like especially as a woman, that's not good. Man, we can handle certain things when it comes to, like, I actually know a guy who been married 3 times and divorced 3 times. And talking to him, he said, Ron, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would never get married again because I see myself as a failure. So just imagine if a man can say that. Just imagine what a woman could pretty much say the same thing about herself. Like, oh man, I had 2 failed marriages. One was a really long relationship, didn't work out. This one was only like 2 years. I don't even think 2 years and a half. They say straight 2 years.
Yep.
So for her, she's gonna be dealing with a lot. And I think right now, I don't think she should have the kid in her custody. I think he should take it. He should take it. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Hakeem may have a different thing.
What I mean? My biggest thing is this: like, nobody's talking about going to therapy. Nobody's doing couples counseling. Nobody's talking about none of that. You know what I mean? I think this is an American situation. When things go wrong in a relationship, it's just, hey, we're done. Pack up, split everything, and keep it moving. People who are invested in other people are going to fight for their relationship. Unless it was to the point where we don't got to fight. You live in LA, I'm in Atlanta. I'm back trapping.
Mm-hmm. Well, if for John Smith paying child support, so they got married in Georgia. They didn't get married in California because if they would have got married in California, there's no cap for child support.
Yes,
in Atlanta, there's a cap.
Yes, it is. Right.
It's at least there's a cap. So, the minute, like I said, so Jeezy should be cool with that. And for me, with custody, hopefully the if you look at the background, it like I said, they'll probably look at the history of Jeezy's and his baby mamas and his children. And then you look at Jeannie Mai, she just got one child with Jeezy. And sometimes judges, they might lean towards the woman because, especially with Jeannie Mai, because she just had one kid. And I hate to say, I think, the judge will look at Jesus' histories with, with his baby mamas and everything. And that's going to hurt him. I think that's going to hurt him right there.
Oh, yeah, him being arrested. He's a convicted felon.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, Jeezy is a convicted felon because of the drug trade. But I think he proven himself as a father. Because lately, you see, Jeezy hasn't been doing nothing crazy. Like he been really chill. Like normally, you be like, oh, Jeezy beefing with somebody. Jeezy is into some type of altercation. He literally been chilling. I think that I'll be telling people. Sometimes having a kid sometimes can change a man. I think that's what happened. Now he have other kids because most of the baby mama he had them with, those are the women that that is. But this one here, I think because the aspect he's married, I think he was trying to do things totally different than what he normally would used to do.
Yeah, and also with Jeezy, he's not, he's chilling. Also, he been investing in business too.
Mm-hmm.
He invested in a restaurant one time. He invested in companies and all that. So, Jeezy, he's on his investment mode right now. He invested in business, trying to build his wealth.
John Smith said he may not get custody at all. No, I think he will because she's going back to Hollywood. She's getting ready, like Jordan said, Hollywood asset with Lopez. So I think he might because she's gonna be working. Jeezy's not working right now. Jeezy's literally chilling. I don't know anything going on. So it makes sense to give it to him. To me, I think it makes sense to give it to him than to give it to her because she's gonna be working.
Yep.
Now, but let's see how the Atlanta judge do because you know how Atlanta is, And he was the one that's filing for divorce, so he's the one doing it. So he got a popular cause why he's doing it, and that's another thing too. And I want to ask you guys: do you think she was cheating? Because that's a lot of things. That's the rumor going on right now that she was cheating in the marriage.
No,
No. Unless she's submissive, it's kind of hard for me to see that. But
yeah.
I mean, you never know, but it's kind of hard for me to see that,
Yeah.
especially with her culture and everything. And because I didn't hear any cheating from her last marriage either. So I don't think so. We could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Yeah. Hey, Shaka Love. Yeah. We didn't hear nothing about cheating. She just didn't respect the men that she was with. You know what I mean? Like, I can't see that on her. Like, there's been no rumors about her until now. You know what I mean?
Right. You don't remember women are good cheaters.
They are. They are, but it's just hard for me to just do something. But like I said,
Chocolate Love. No, she said Jeezy book a tour.
He wrote a book. He did wrote a book. That's right. He wrote a book.
Adversity for Sale.
There you go.
Hard one then, because both of them working. Yeah, I didn't know he had a book. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He do got a book out. It's a best. It's New York bestsellers too. Yeah. That's true.
I didn't even know that, man. I stopped paying attention to him a minute ago, but he used to be one of the guys I used to look up to when it comes to business. But yeah, man, that's what's up.
Hey, look what Motivation Business say. She said, "No, I don't think it was." He said, "No, I don't think it was just cultural, unless she called him a nigga." You shut up.
Hey, you never know. It could be.
You be like, who you talking?
That's that St. Louis in her. That's how Motivation. I say, man.
Yeah, man. But she probably did. She probably like, man. She probably been slapping him. You don't even know, man. I was like, you never know with those type of women, man. They probably was slapping him, and he was like, "Yo, who you slap?"
Because she do got a temper too, so you never know. She says she has a temper.
She probably face like, "I ain't scared of you. I don't care you the snowman." He was like,
"She's a $120 soaking wet. Like, who's she scaring?" You know
right.
A lot of people had a crush on her when she was on the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Disney Channel, everybody had a crush on her. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody was like, yo, who this Asian girl is? Yep. And I remember, I think Jeezy even said he used to watch her on the Disney Channel.
Mm.
Oh my God.
John Smith said his rap lyrics persona is going to make it hard for him.
That is true. When it comes to custody, if you're a convicted felon, they're not gonna give you like in custody battles. It's a wrap.
Shaka Love said Jeezy is he is a hustler and he's always working. Yep.
But he's a bad boyfriend.
She said, "Ninja, you go eat this shrimp fried rice." No, she's Vietnamese. It's that they fuck.
Yeah.
They eat fuck. They have fuck. She's Vietnamese, so she eat fuck.
Is it PHO fo? What is that?
Yeah, fuck. It's called fuck. Fuck.
That?
It's called fuck. Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
that?
my wife, she loves it's like it's like a soup with noodles. My wife, she loves pho. It's like a soup, it has noodles, it has vegetables, it's in a big bowl.
Yeah.
And it might have some beef, some maybe some pork, really good. We have a lot of it here. We have like a lot of restaurants here in LA. It's really good.
Take me there when I went to LA.
There you go, motivation. There you go. Yep, pho. Yep.
So it's fun.
Yep. She said, CC, motivated spirit. She said, I love it. She said, I'm making it herself. Yep.
Okay. I need to try that dish then. I never had it.
It's really good. It's really good.
Urban Noah say it sounds similar to ramen.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Similar to ramen.
yeah.
It is. There you go. Yep. There you go. Yep.
Yeah. We need to open up a ramen shop.
I like
Yeah, hey, black people like ramen. Hey, we should. You want to, King? We should. Black people like ramen.
Yeah. Put some fried chicken in that ramen.
Yeah, making the black style, African American Haitian style, making our style. Exactly.
Shaka Love. Jordan talked about that earlier. How Jeezy's very private, but Jeannie Mai, she pretty much talk too damn much.
Yeah. But Shaka Love. Women are very social. And most women, and y'all function better in social groups. This is the reason why women travel more than men, and they travel in groups. They have, no matter what social setting you are, women are the most social compared to men. We're social in our own way, you know what I mean? But, if she's going to have a party, she wants to cater and have friends, and her friends are over.
I can't, let's be real. The reason why a man can't be social, because when soon we be social, the woman going to think we're flirting.
Yeah, but
because I do this. I'm very social. Jordan's very social. We'll go in advance. Even you, Hakeem, even though you say you're not, I disagree. We'll go in advance. We'll have a good time. We'll talk to everybody.
Yeah.
But then the woman be like, "Oh, he's flirting."
But you are right though. But that is kind of a negative thing that black men do sometimes. A lot of us are not social. When we get into a family, we just focus family. We don't have no outside friends. Sometimes our homeboys start to fall off. But the women, they always retain their homegirls. They're doing trips. Their homegirls is coming over. You know what I mean? They're having dinners. Hey, especially if she's married, you're gonna have tons of stuff. They're just more social on that. And Jeezy,
because they could talk for hours and hours and hours and hours.
You know what I'm saying? But so we do got to learn to be a little bit more social, and it's not gonna work if you're non-social. If you're introvert and she's an extrovert, she's an extrovert. So you know what I mean? Everybody got to deal off their own energy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Y'all have any other final thoughts?
My final thoughts is for the Jeannie Mai. Hey man, it's not looking for. She's a two-time divorce, and I just want to hear from both sides. Well, definitely Jeannie Mai. She's gonna definitely gonna talk about it. But for Jeezy, even though he's quiet, he might say something very little, but you'll probably get what he's saying. That's my final thoughts on the topic.
And my final thoughts at the end of the day is, I think as men, I think we should not be quick to run out of the relationship or run out of the marriage. I think we should always talk it out, because remember, at the end of the day, kids are involved. That's the only thing with my aspect. The kids are involved. People don't understand that the kids going to get affected by it at the end of the day. And then now you have another damaged generation. To me, I think people got to really think about when it comes to the aspect of getting married or getting a divorce. You got to really think it through before going through with it. That's my take on that.
I'm gonna end this with Shaka Love statement. The difference is she talked too much about their personal life on social media. Social media is not your therapist. That is our biggest issue. Keep your business offline, and you and your wife and your boyfriend and your girlfriend or your partner, y'all should just go to a real therapist instead of spilling your beans online.
We got one more final question. Motivated Vision asked us, "Do y'all think she gonna get married again?" Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. She can't be by herself.
Nope.
Because they found her to be pretty much a sex appeal woman.
I'll tell you this though, it probably won't be a Vietnamese man because that was the case. That would be the first one.
Mm-hmm.
No,
But that's just me.
I think she like black men. I think it'll be another one.
On the side.
Ball player. It won't be a rapper though. It'll probably be a ball player or an actor. One of them. Because remember Hollywood, they have access to all these men.
Yeah.
And it's just like I say, one of these days when we actually in the room with these type of people, we'll see how small it's really, really small.
There you
Hollywood,
go, Jabari.
like the music industry is really, really small. It's not as big as people think it is. Like look what Jabari said. It's true.
Yeah.
Once you go black, we know the rest.
Yep. Shaka Love said she'll definitely get married again. He said Jeezy.
He said Jeezy sends it all over his.
Hey, Jabari, I hope Jeezy clinked the meat with the lime and the vinegar and ain't just running through water. You know what I'm saying? But we know he seasoned the meat. That we know for a fact. Slap that in deep. You know? Put that rub on it.
And this is why it's so very important to make sure you like, share, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, man, thank you, First Time Florida, Jabari, Urban North, Motivated Vision, thank you. Shaka Love, thank you.
He say niggas don't clean meat, my God. Oh my God.
Wow.
But he's not lying. He's not lying.
Ken Dog, Just J, Sugar Bomb, thank you so much for your pushback. I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't stop being you.
Oh.
E. Webster, Ricky, I mess with you in the back. Jay, shout out to you. Shout out to man, we had a lot of people in here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Real Pookie, shout out to you, Real Pookie. I really do greatly appreciate it. And not only that, guys, but Real Pookie has been supporting us a lot to the point he's been promoting our page.
Thank you, Pookie.
Appreciate him.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate
Pookie's
you.
my blood brother.
Shout out to Stan. Shout out to Stan. Stan is another one too. Who else was here?
Mm-hmm. Hank, Motivation Vision. She's steady sliding with us.
A Vibe.
Pause.
Podcast. Shout out to him. I see that guy everywhere. I promise you. Every chat room I go to, he like boop. He comes up. Realistic Vibe too. Shout out to
him. Shout out to Lotus.
She's Barry White.
Barry White.
President. He also be promoting our page as well. So
Chocolate Earth Foundation.
You said John Smith, right? You got John Smith?
I got John Smith.
He's our number one. John Smith need to reveal himself one day.
And we set up for Christopher J soon.
That's my guy.
He's booked right now because he's doing interviews himself. Soon he clears up, he will be over here. We will be interviewing him as well. And also we got Chris the Rebel this week, guys. So you don't want to miss that one. We interview Chris the Rebel. We're gonna talk about his life, his street life, and also time in on some of the topics Jordan may have this coming Friday. So y'all don't want to miss that show. And also it's very important to go to KR Culture Radio Community Tab. In the Community Tab is the KR Culture Radio t-shirt. And also, you guys already know the breaking news. We got the KR Culture Radio hats, which I am getting them. So I'll be rocking that. No more of my New York, my 49ers hat. No, I'll be rocking the KR Culture Radio hat. And also for the coffee drinkers, we do have the KR Culture Radio coffee
mug. I did order the mug, and I'm going to show it to you guys shortly. So hopefully by this week or next week, I'm going to have the mug.
So we actually invest in the investment. So y'all can we getting it for free. Though we believe in it so much that we invested it as well. And also Prince Hakeem Black Love. Shout out to those that actually purchased the book, and also the audio, the Audible book as well, because there's some people that we really do greatly appreciate. Shout out to Natasha Vision, Jabari, and some other people too that got the book. Let us know if you got the book. So we give you a shout out as well. Hakeem, they're supporting the platform. That's what we love to see. And not only that, we also close to 1K subscriber. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
We getting there. Thanks to y'all.
Yo, yeah, hey, we get 1,000 subscribers. We happy celebrating y'all. We're gonna have a long live stream for y'all.
I might have a bottle of champagne. We're gonna have
Me
a party
too.
go to work the next day because we're gonna have fun. And not only that, right now Venus is going live. She just got monetized. Y'all go over there, show us some love, some support. The voice of Venus and say, hey, Ron, Hakeem, and Jordan, saying you guys over there, showing us some love. I will be over there as well shortly. There's a monetization party. Go over there, show that girl some love and some support. Like always, thank you for tuning in KL Culture Radio, guys. We over and out. See you guys on Friday.
Peace.
Peace.